What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another live stream here. We have a special edition London Open live stream. It is 2:52 a.m. Eastern on this beautiful Thursday, July 3rd, here in Eastern NY time. Before we get started, I'm waking myself up right now having some caffeine. Before we get started, make sure you read what's on the screen. Trading's risky. Most traders do lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a recommendation or suggestion to do anything at all. Do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures and code RDF. Let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. Yeah, I had a pretty crazy evening last night. Unfortunately, was supposed to be getting flown into my hometown and for 4th of July, spend some time with family, and that did not happen. So, not gonna be able to stream for NYSE Open. So, back to my roots, because I used to wake up to do this in the Forex market, really when I got serious about trading. We are getting the nice London live stream open. I'm also going to try not to scream because I have my wife nearby, and I'm going to attempt to not wake her up while I stream here with you guys. Although I have my own room set and all that fun stuff. So, let's see. Good morning, Paul. What's happening? Let's see what we got rolling. Nice, stream is rolling. We're good. What's up, guys? What's up? Got some people hopping on. Awesome. Let me just let me kick this over. Make sure everybody in my community has this link. All that good stuff. Nice. We're taking a look at the charts. Get some scalping in here. We're gonna have some fun. All right. Yeah, hang with me just for a second, guys. Trying to make sure this gets set up. Cool. Good morning. What's up? What's up, Paul? What's up, Bear? Ready? We'll throw them up on the screen. What's up, Paul? Good morning. Good evening. Good morning, depending on where you are in the world. Hopefully I'm getting some guys that are on the other side of the world that don't usually get to catch my NYSE stream. Maybe I get some of you guys because it is 2:55 a.m. Eastern, getting ready to get set up for the Open, but not the NYSE Open, the London Open, 3 a.m. Eastern over on my side of the world. So, yeah, we look good there. Cool. I got Bookmap running, which looks really interesting. I usually don't look at it in the middle of the evening, so this is going to be cool to see. So we're going to be taking a look at ES here. I've got Project X loaded up with a 3-pack of Top 1 Futures instant funded accounts. These aren't the 7 that I'm normally trading here because I'm just comfortable being a little bit more aggressive in these, and I'm going to look to get some scalps in with you guys. Obviously, I'm comfortable trading NYSE session open. That's my main trading time frame. Today's just going to be having some fun. Pretty low expectations, comfortable putting risk on the line to have some fun with you guys, get some trading in, and get a live stream going. Make sure I get something rolling for my guys on the other side of the world. So taking a look at this, we can really just zoom out on the 1 minute. Yesterday's price action, we really just stayed bullish all day. As you can see, we popped off near the open, really started to pop up at the open. Actually, yeah, really it drove from the entire open through VWAP and then just continued to the upside. If you take a look at what happened overnight, last night, or prior night, I should say. Yeah, it was pretty dicey through Asia. London, we sold off pretty aggressively, right? Here's 3 a.m., what we're coming into right now, a couple minutes. Really just sold off pretty aggressively, so that was kind of interesting. So far, we're looking pretty choppy up here. Taking a look at this overnight session, pretty just back and forth through VWAP, through Asia, and here we come into the London Open. We got prior day high right here. I could really foresee that being tested. Want to see what starts to happen right around this 3 a.m. time frame. Again, I'm more than happy to tell you guys when I'm more experienced or less experienced, and I have not traded the London Open in quite a long period of time. So going to look to flow with the market the best that I can, structure risk in a way that makes sense, but get some scalp style trades on, right? Look for look for a few points here and there, something that makes sense. Right off this open, I could definitely see a back to VWAP type of deal unless we just bounce really aggressively to the upside. But I'm not going to run anything right into the open. That's not going to be my play. I'll show you guys Bookmap. Take a little look at Bookmap. This is Bookmap. If you don't know, this is my favorite order flow tool. What's up? What's up? Good morning. Yeah, welcome from Germany. There we go. See, I'm getting some of you guys on the other side of the world. What's happening? What's happening? Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome. Appreciate you hopping on. Absolutely. Absolutely. So this is Bookmap. This is my favorite order flow software. I usually take a look at Bookmap to determine where liquidity is above and below price. Again, this is going to look very different for London session versus NYSE session. So for today, I'm going to be a little bit more zoomed in on this, but I'm looking at some pretty decent stacks of orders. Thin book, right around price right here. No real algos running from what I can see. But definitely some liquidity to the upside, some serious liquidity at the 6,300 level. These are sell side orders. You can see this on a traditional DOM, right? Standard stuff. But just to let you know what we're looking at. And then buy side down below. Down to the 271s, 270s, we got some orders right at overnight low, right? This is the low that we put in so far here, trading through this overnight session. So interested to see what happens on Bookmap as we start to open up. But I'm going to jump back to my main screen because we are coming into London Open right now. See what we can get rolling. What's up? Good morning, chat. What's happening? What's happening? No, the Bookmap tool is not free. Bookmap is a paid software with level 2 data, but I will give you my link. I'm partnered, I'm affiliated with Bookmap. Can't stand to be unbiased if I stand to make money, but that is the link to check out Bookmap if you would like. I will say 4th of July is coming up, big US holiday. Can't give away too much, but I will say a lot of those companies do like to run pretty solid deals. So if you're not in my free Discord, you don't have me across socials, feel free to add me. I'll be letting you know what we got rolling up for Bookmap. So 3 a.m. Eastern, just rolling 3 a.m. Eastern. You know, again, looking at this, if I was just going to purely speculate on this movement, I'd look at this back towards VWAP. That looks like we want to drive lower right now. I'm going to see maybe if we don't just pull back up a little bit. I would really like a sweep of this high. That would be pretty cool. We've tested this area a couple times. Maybe a sweep of this high and a rejection. But this does look like we want to start selling off right back down towards VWAP. 285, we got quite a few orders right here, 72. But looks like sellers want to step in and try to take this thing lower. But again, guys, going to get some small scalp style trades in. Pretty low risk. Going to allow myself a number of losses, a number of wins this morning. Have some fun playing around with with London session.
Order filled.
I'm going to run this short, guys. I'm going to run this short back towards VWAP. I'm going to go stop right up here just above overnight high. We got liquidity at the 85s. I think if we go and pop that, we are going to continue to the upside. I'm going to have a take profit way too far away. Let me get rid of that for now. But I'm going to run this short back to VWAP. I'm looking at this as a little bit of topping action up here, right around the 85s. Obviously, that volume weighted average price is a pretty key level on the chart. We're opening up to the downside. We got a negative CVD. Got a little bit of selling volume in this 3 a.m. time frame. Not a whole lot coming in here at all just yet. So I'm going to throw one contract on short. Test this one to the downside back to that VWAP level. Just wanted to take a look at something. What does volume start to look like around that 3 a.m. time frame? 230, 245. Yeah, a little bit of an uptick. Nothing crazy though. Anyway, I'm going to run this bad boy short. Again, one mini, 5 points of risk, pretty light. I'm going to allow myself, like I said, a number of losses today, number of wins. These accounts I'm being much more flexible in. I'm not too worried about these bad boys, but going to see if we can't get a drive back down towards this VWAP level and potentially a sweep down towards these like 77s. We have a decent amount of liquidity down here at the 71s, again, all the way down to this overnight low level. I don't know that we just sell off. We have maintained a little bit of uptrend structure here, so we could go and pop these highs, but I'm gonna play with this one back down towards VWAP. That's my game plan. Running a short. Yeah, no pressure, man. We're talking about Bookmap. Bookmap is in the chat. Good morning, Marcelo. What's up? What's up, man? What's happening? Sellers not stepping in on that one. Buyers liking it. Let me just throw this in chat also. Looks like I'm selling off the low on this one, guys. Looks like I'm selling off the low. Let's see how this one starts to develop. Interested to see. Give me 1 second, guys. I got to make sure that I've got I've got this stream ready. I don't love stepping away while I got a trade on, but I'm gonna have to for a second. Hang tight. Back in action with you guys. Let's see what we got rolling. Sorry guys, I'm trying to make sure this is rolling. Maybe one of you guys from YouTube could let me know. Can you guys see and hear me clearly? Just want to make sure that this is coming through 100% clear. Awesome. Yeah, this looks clear. Cool. Let's see what we got rolling. Hello, why do you keep shorting, lol? It's a good question. I don't know. If you're talking about today, this is the first trade of the morning of this London. Looked like a solid play back towards VWAP. If you're asking for this one specifically, a little bit of a double top up here. We did push off VWAP, and we have been pushing to the upside for this overnight session. But if you're asking in general why I've shorted yesterday and took an L, clean trade setup, right? Just a simple trade setup that looked like it would play really nicely. On Thursday, it paid me beautifully. So it's just different days. You get different action. Let's see, where was let's see. I called short and I got the same question. Someone said why. Here, let me see if I could let me see exactly when I because you guys could hold me to this. You can hop in my free Discord right now and take a look at it. I said I'm getting short. I'm short ES. This was 1:32 p.m. Right here. I got short 1:32 p.m. here, and I got the same question. A couple people said, "Why are you short, dude? We pushed up all day. This was tough, right? Just like why are we looking at this short?" And right here, what a big piece of it, we started to have some downtrend structure. We had some volume picking up to the downside. We had a really heavy negative CVD, and this one played out pretty well. Oh, is that the right one? Hold on one second. No, on the July? Hold on. I zoomed out a little bit too much on this one. Ooh, no, it was right here. Excuse me. 32. It looked very similar because we fell off a cliff. But I thought we chopped a little bit first. I got short. 132. It was July 1st. Somewhere in here. And that one paid pretty nicely. But yeah, on this specifically, near this 3 a.m. time frame, looking for some volatility back down towards VWAP. Just not getting it today. That's a good question, though. King A, what's going on, man? What's happening? We got a London stream rolling this morning. Thought you were trading DAX. No, this is ES. This is the S&P mini. What's happening, guys? What's happening? So yeah, I think if we do go and crack this 285 level where we've got some liquidity up here, I'm just giving that a couple ticks of space. If we go and crack this 285 level, we don't really revert from this overnight high that we've put in before this area, come back down to VWAP. This is going to look really bullish, right? And gonna maybe try to find my way into a long if we don't really start to sell off aggressively here. If instead we start to push the highs and look like we want to go and run some liquidity to the upside, like I showed you guys on Bookmap, which we'll take another look at in just a minute. 285, we got some liquidity right up here. These are sell orders, so maybe we just want to grab that and kind of just head back down. But I like to trade from the extremes. That's the other reason, right? Pretty simply, most of my trades are going to be reversion style trades. They're going to be somewhat counter trend. So I'm going to look to trade from an extreme, right? Maybe with some immediate price action at the best, but from an extreme that gives me a cheap trade, clean way to say I'm dead wrong if we just keep breaking out in one direction rather than continuing in the opposite direction. That's just mostly my style here on ES. But again, I'm more than happy to tell you guys when I've got a lot of experience, some experience, no experience. I have not traded London Open in a while. Not traded London Open in a while, so this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. If you guys know, I'm live almost every single day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, on Kick, on YouTube, streaming on Twitter these days too. Been doing that for quite a while. I had my flight that was last night canceled late last night, so I decided to hop on early because I got an early morning flight that's going to prevent me from streaming for NYSE Open. So I figured I'd come and hang with you guys on the other side of the world for a little bit. Why do you open a trade directly after opening? I don't always trade right after the open, but typically near session opens, right? New NYSE session, for example, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, we start to get some more volatility, rather than just somewhat slow moving, choppy price action, kind of rangy, which can be cool to work with, right? I'm talking to you guys that might be trading this, every single day, and you might just trade from, like, again, I can only speak in Eastern time, but you might trade from like 12 a.m. Eastern or 11 p.m. Eastern to 1 a.m. Eastern, right? And that's kind of through that like late Asia, closer to London pre-market type of a deal. But traditionally, it's pretty low volume, slow moving price action. Not to say that you can't make great money doing that. There's plenty of traders that just trade that time. But for me, I like the volatility. New York Open makes sense. So, I mean, when you trade price action, why don't you trade NY? I do. I do trade NY. NYSE Open every day. Oh, if you're asking right at the open, that's a good question. Now I understand. Sorry. Right at the open for NYSE, right? Like 9:30 a.m. to 9:40 a.m., I try to keep myself out just for that immediate open because it's very volatile. And while I like the increased volatility, that is a very volatile time to trade. It can be, I don't like to say unpredictable because I just don't think that's a good word to use. The markets are always somewhat unpredictable, but there can just be a ton of market participants getting involved and it can drive price all over. It's almost like a news event, right? And we don't really know what that volatility is going to look like until it comes in for the first 10 minutes. So I really just don't love to jump right into a trade. I'll also just say for me personally, here's just a really clear answer to that. My data, my results show I do not have a good edge. I don't have better results in the first 10 minutes of NYSE Open from 9:30 to 9:40 than I do waiting until after 9:40. So sometimes it's just as simple as that, right? Like, where are you making money? Where are you losing money? Where are you making more money versus where are you maybe not doing so hot? And for me, the first 10 minutes of NYSE Open specifically, 10 to 15, I've just taken too many quick stop outs there. And I also find that if I just jump right in at that time and I take a stop out or maybe two, it's a really frustrating day. This is just like a mindset thing. If you jump right in off of New York Open and you just kind of smoke yourself, you take yourself out, it can just be a really frustrating rest of the day. Maybe because then you see some good setups, you just have a lot of time left, at least for me. And that can be like a trigger, right? You could want to keep trading, you can want to put more trades on and now you've kind of wasted your capital. So I don't love that first 10 minutes. At first 15, a lot of people wait for the 15-minute opening range. Some people wait an hour or 30 minutes just because they say the opening is just way too volatile. But for me, the hard rule is like 10 minutes. I know that if I'm in a trade 2 minutes after the open, New York Open that is, I did something wrong. I probably shouldn't have been there. And some people trade that momentum. It's not to say that other people can't do it. Plenty of other traders trade right off the open. As soon as that first candle starts to print, they're looking to trade maybe with that direction or fade that. They're trading off that momentum and volatility, and they do really well with that. Same way that they might trade news, right? So just different styles. Let's see. Supply and demand. Yeah, simple stuff, right? Really simple stuff. The way that I would describe my trading for the most part, price action, market structure, and volume. Discretionary, meaning I don't have like an EMA crossover or something super mechanical that I'm waiting for, right? It's pretty straightforward. Discretionary, right? But key levels of interest on my chart, right? Simple areas of interest. VWAP, volume, visible range volume profile over on the right-hand side, and then a little bit of order flow. Bookmap, which I showed you on the right-hand side. But yeah, supply and demand, order blocks, right? Whatever we want to call areas of interest on the chart. For sure. Appreciate that you came on. Absolutely. Appreciate you, Paul. Is there a public holiday today? So tomorrow is July 4th. That is a major U.S. holiday. Everything will be closed tomorrow, as far as I'm aware. There we go. Got some volatility to the downside. This This might not be an immediate stop out after all, guys. We'll see. I want to watch what happens down around VWAP. I'd be a little bit cautious down around the 77s. Again, little scalp style trades. We'll see if we can't grab a little profit on these. Today, being Thursday, July 3rd, it's an early close for the stock market, the U.S. stock market, and it's a early close for the U.S. bond market, 2 p.m. We also do have a lot of red folder news later today. We can take a look at Forex Factory together actually right now. Taking a look at this screen, this is financial news. This is later today. We got some pretty serious red folder news coming in, and then tomorrow you can see a U.S. bank holiday. I unchecked everything. This way I would be able to see the currency pairs and kind of see what's going on in the overnight session that we're trading right now, right? Kind of what financial news we might have. But we do have a bank holiday tomorrow, and that's going to be closed today. See, there we go. Usual effect. Low liquidity, irregular volatility. Today we have an early close, right? So I think after this like 10 a.m. time frame, maybe into 11, I'd be really cautious trading because we just have, right, if you're trading U.S. indices especially, or maybe assets that are correlated to U.S. indices. Sean, I mean, when you want price action, why don't you trade NY? I do. I trade New York session every day, almost every single day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Maybe you guys hopped on late, so I trade NYSE session almost every single day live here on YouTube and Kick. I had a flight to my hometown canceled last night. I was planning on streaming as I usually do for NYSE Open today. But because my flight was canceled and because I'm going to be on a plane for New York Open this morning, I figured I would hop on here in the overnight session. I think that's what you're asking. So I don't know that I've ever done a London stream on my YouTube, even though I've been streaming pretty consistently over the last year. I've got a lot of hours of streaming now. If you guys check out my YouTube or now recently Kick, I'm going to be creating a library on there. But yeah, I trade NYSE Open every day. So just by matter of time, I figured I would hop on here, hang out with you guys. I've got people from all over the world in my community. So I was hoping to catch up with some of you guys from Discord that just never get a chance to hop on NY Open. So that's the answer there. Can make your profits in a matter of minutes at the open. Yeah, I agree with that. You can also lose your profits at the Eddie in a matter of minutes at the open. But no, yeah, the New York Open, like it's cool. If you're a volatility like scalper, right? If you're a momentum trader, I think the open every day presents a really nice, opportunity for you. I know start streaming. Am I open? Yeah. So yeah, usually I'm looking to trade 5 to 10 minutes after the open. True, it's extremely volatile. Yeah, yeah. It goes both ways. But again, like there's traders out there for sure that I've watched that and I've traded with live that are really solid at the open, off the open, right? That's kind of just their play. They're either going to trade with that volatility or maybe look to fade it. Again, I think it's like news. That's the way I look at it. It's like news. And I think the more difficult part is not that the market's so volatile, like we're going to get movement, right? I think it can be that you don't know what that volatility is going to look like, right? Kind of like news. The market's going to go up or down, right? It's just going to continue going up or down and, whatever. It's usually not going to go back in time. Excuse me. The problem with news and sometimes like New York Open, for me, for example, is we just don't know how big that candle is going to be, right? So if I'm looking to structure risk in a way that makes sense, it can be kind of difficult to do with that like unexpected increase in, not unexpected, but that unknown increase in volatility, right? How much volume is really going to come in on that 931, 932 candle? It could be a little bit difficult to work with, but some guys are specialists at it, so I give them credit. Some guys and girls are specialists at it. Again, it's fun. It's definitely a fun time to trade. You're going to get a trade right away, and if you set yourself up for it every day, maybe it can work really well. But it's tough. I definitely would not recommend that for beginners to trade right off the open. Yeah, let's see. Kind of bottoming out here, right in this area of high volume. I'm not absolutely in love with this trade. I would have liked a quick scalp down towards VWAP. I don't want to take this one off because it really hasn't done anything. It's kind of just chopped around up here and hung out. But I'm gonna wait for this one to play out. Then maybe we'll get some more aggressive kind of scalping style moves in here. Looking for just a couple points on this. Um, Again, kind of just continuing to drift higher. 3:24 a.m. I would have liked to see this move back down to VWAP, back down through the 76s, and potentially back down to this area of high volume, right? Kind of the low end of this consolidation down here. I thought that might be a sweep that we could see into the open, kind of a pullback down. Or here we come up on 3:30 a.m. and it looks like we want to drive this higher. So I'm not uh, I'm not completely done with this trade, but I don't have an enormous amount of faith in it. Looking at Bookmap again, the 85s are an interesting level, but 78s look pretty good to the downside, 75s, and then all the way down here to the 70s. We got quite a bit of liquidity. If we continue to the upside, though, we do have quite a bit above price all the way up to that 6,300 level. That would be a really big climb for this overnight session, in my opinion. I don't know that we just, if I drop out to the daily, I don't know that we just completely blast off here, especially ahead of some red folder news for NYSE session. I could see this being more of a choppy kind of small candle that forms into NY. Again, just because we do have news near that open, but we're gonna find out. We're fixing to find out, as they say. Reset that VWAP line. Yeah, I'm gonna hang on to this one for now. See if we can't get a drive lower on this. If not, we really start to crack to the upside. I think we are going to we're gonna start moving to the upside. So this could be a long play from down here, really completely opposite of fading my trade. But again, no test of VWAP. I like this down through back through prior day high, coming back down into that candle range, but just not getting it. Just not getting it yet. Here we go to test the highs again. Do we want to come through the 85s? It looks like we might want to. cracking to the upside. Just not playing nice with me. So I got my stop up here because we do have some liquidity at the 85s. I could see maybe this filling, maybe, and we get a little bit of reversion out of this, but this looks like it could be a stop for me for trade number one. Close trading right into that 85 level. Let's see what we got up here. Taking a look at the other markets while we're hanging out. NQ not just cracking highs yet, but it is looking like it wants to stay bullish up here. There we go, filling some liquidity up here. Let's see if we continue through. Let's see. Again, guys, taking this light, right? In these accounts, I'm taking on like around that $1,000 risk per trade, $2,000 risk per day level for NY. So $250 stops. Again, I'm starting really light, so I can have a couple trades with you guys, have some fun. Let's see, we got close to those 85s, didn't fill. Still have a pretty negative CVD, in by the skin of my teeth here, not by much, but if we don't revert from here really aggressively after just cracking above these highs and come right back through, I'm going to lose faith in this trade, and I think it's going to be a quick stop. But that'd be trade number one, and we ain't going anywhere just yet. Not just yet, chat. Let's see. In by the skin of my teeth, we swept that high, started to come back down, but yeah, this is an interesting one. I'm not going to close this one out early. I would be more upset if I clip this now and then watch it drop in my favor. More than happy to just take on the additional less than $100 worth of risk to either watch this be a full stop out past the 85s, or potentially move in my direction, right? Stop loss is where it needs to be. I'm going to leave that alone and watch to see if we can't get some movement in my direction. That's my play here. But on these trades, I will be discretionary, right? Like if we get into another one and maybe I don't feel it's working, or whatever the reason is, I'm happy to take it off. I'm a little much more systematic when it comes to actually focused up on NYSE session. Hearing the big bill got the votes to pass. Maybe why the squeeze? Okay, yeah, there you go. Maybe. It will most likely fall before NY open because of news. Yeah, again, I'm looking at this for chop, right, Eddie? The same kind of deal. So I'll throw some of you guys' comments on here. I'm looking at this more than likely to not just trend higher. Now, if there's some underlying news, right, that I don't always know about, and it's very bullish, sure, we could just drift higher. But again, I'm going to show this tab again. We have some major news right here, right? Non-farm payroll, NFP. So we got NFP coming up this morning at 8:30 a.m. and we have ISM, and we have a U.S. holiday tomorrow. But specifically this, typically pre-big red folder news, we don't have crazy directional movement in the market. Now, that's kind of subjective, and it's not, for me, it's not a way that I like to say, like, okay, well, I'm only going to trade ranges, or I'm only going to look for it to chop, right? I want to trade the chart in front of me no matter what. So if we're trending on a beautiful trend, we can look at, for that continuation trade. But as a whole, if you just go back through around red folder news events and you kind of back test and look at the charts, oftentimes right before, right, and maybe this is a few hours before, what do? We typically don't have a beautiful trend in one direction, right? We typically kind of chop and consolidate. Why? Market participants are waiting for that news maybe before getting involved, right? Because that's likely to cause a lot of impact, a lot of volatility, and so they can cause some low volatility, illiquid markets, low volume ahead of that. So I could see the same, brother. I could see the same. Again, going to look to trade the chart in front of me, but that's the thought process. Ooh, link is not in the chat for top one. If you guys want to check out, I'm going to read some more of the chat. This is fun though. I'm glad I got to hop on today with you guys. If you guys want to check out top one futures, link is in the chat now. Code RDF gets you the best deals. I think like Bookmap, we got 4th of July coming up. I don't know. Maybe we're going to see some deals. I'm not sure. I can neither confirm nor deny. Are you trading micros? No, these are minis. This is the mini chart. You can see that up here, and you should be able to tell by the risk. This is the ESU 25. So we are in for one mini short from 62.80 and 3/4. Stop at 62.85 and 3/4. A little 5-point stop. Nothing wrong with micros though, at all. Just sizing. A little earlier, I was hoping for it to fall back to 62, 64, 75. Yeah, I feel you. Again, I'll show you guys Bookmap in a minute. It's still in this, not dead yet. I think if we really wanted to pick up some liquidity to the downside, maybe before moving up, there's quite a bit back down here. There's really quite a bit back down to the 70s relative to what's on the book. Now, if we need to pop to the upside, the 85s right near my stop, I think I'm going to be taken out. And then all the way up to the 90s, another 113 on the book up here, right? If you look at the DOM, really any traditional depth of market or order book right now, you can see this with level 2 data. And then the 6300s all the way up here. So if that news comes in hot and market likes it, we could be in for a drive higher for sure. But for today, for now, I was looking at this back to VWAP, and if I zoom out, you could see another area of high volume back to these 75s to the downside. I like that first. But we're not doing that yet. We're kind of just drifting higher still. So not a lot of volatility. Here's 3 a.m., right? Area of high volume, started to come in, but not a whole lot. Slow moving markets for sure in this overnight session for you guys. Any 50% off for top one future for 4th of July? Ooh, that's a good question. I think I can neither confirm nor deny. If you guys don't know, I'm partnered and affiliated with Top One. I can't be unbiased if I stand to make money. Important for me to note that and be transparent, right? That's what I'm trading right here with you guys. But I think you'll like what you see on the 4th of July. I got to be as vague as I can. I think you're gonna like what you see if that's what you're waiting for. Jim Jacks, what's up? What time is it there? Are you in London? I am not in London. It is the middle of the night right now. It is the wee hours of the morning, Jim. It's 3:36 a.m. Eastern right now. For you guys that hopped on late, I'll repeat myself. I missed a flight. I didn't miss a flight. It got canceled last night. Flying back to see my family in my hometown for 4th of July. And I'm flying this morning in a couple hours, hopping on a plane. And I'm not going to be able to trade for NYSE Open. So rather than just completely call it a lost day, I figured I would set my alarm for 2:30 in the morning and wake up and hang out and trade London Open with you guys. That is the answer. See what we can do in these slow markets. Not a whole lot just yet. Not a whole lot. Kind of got stuck in this short. Honestly, I'd like to be either taken out of this one for a loss or for it to move in my direction, so I can get a little bit more aggressive scalpy style stuff going on, not just sit in one trade here, but stop is where it needs to be. Again, like I said, I don't want to take this off and just realize $137, $150 of loss, because I could still see this thing coming back down to VWAP. And if it does really aggressively, I'm going to be pretty sad that I took it off. So my discretion with this one in trade management is just going to be to leave it on for a full stop for $250. Again, this is like 1/8 of maybe a daily risk total, for like NYSE session. So plenty of room to continue trading, but that's going to be my discretion. I still think we could crack VWAP real quick, aggressively fake everybody out to the upside off this open and then come back down. But we'll see. We'll see. So that's my play. Wow, thanks for the explanation. No, all good. All good. You plan to make more videos on how to use Bookmap? I am. I have more videos rolling out this weekend on Bookmap, but I do have one little 10-minute video on my YouTube. I can show you guys Bookmap while we were hanging out, waiting for this trade to play out. Kind of show you what we're looking at on Bookmap. For those of you that don't know, this is Bookmap. Bookmap is order flow software. It is level 2 data. I can kind of give you a rundown if you have any questions on it while we're hanging out watching this frustratingly slow trade play out. Yeah, it looks like we're going to go up and grab this. We've come close to it. Seller stepped in, brought it back down, and buyers are driving it back higher. So it looks like I'm going to take the stop on this. But what we're looking at here is level 2 data. This is the current order book. Traditionally, this is going to be a depth of market, right? Usually it looks a little bit different, but this is the way that Bookmap displays a depth of market. We have price levels on the right-hand side here, quantity of orders on the book, both above and below price. And that's displayed by way of a heat map. Everything here to the right of this line is live market data, right? Changing in real time. You can see it start to move around as price comes into it. Everything to the left, like a candlestick chart, is historical, right? In the middle here, we have best bid. Let me see if I can scroll over it. Best bid and best ask, showing us the spread. Current price right here, right? We can see some orders actually getting moved around right here into the 85s as it looks like I'm getting ready to take a stop. And what this can tell you is exactly what it shows, right? Just this heat map. There's some other tools on here, volume profile, cumulative volume delta, which I'll talk about in a second, which has been pretty helpful this year. You can see this depth of market really easily in a heat map. And you get to see historical depth of market, right? And kind of what happens around these price levels. So to me, Bookmap's nothing like crazy special because you can get this information really on any platform with a DOM, right? It's the same information. The cool piece about Bookmap, the main claim to fame here, is it displays it really, really cleanly. Well, I mean, maybe people don't think this is clean, but it really highlights areas of high liquidity, right? Like right here, yeah, we're going to go drive through these 85s, it looks like. Right here, we've got a lot of orders, right? 264 on the book, sell side, and relative to right now for London session, that's a pretty high quantity of orders. Now, you might just be able to see that by this little histogram or whatever you call this type of figure, but it makes it really easy to look at. And again, you can go back and take a look at what happened around key levels of liquidity, what was filled, what volume was traded. That's the very, very simple way that I look at Bookmap. For me, I think these levels oftentimes act like magnets. Price likes to come into levels of liquidity. Oftentimes it reacts off of these levels, right? So they can be helpful to just structure risk, right? Like on this one, I got my stop above the 85s. I think if we drive through this and continue to the upside, I'm dead wrong. We are not coming down here to maybe grab some of this that was a little bit lower near the, that was near my entry, but near the 75s, near the 70s, right? Near overnight low. In fact, we're going to run higher, and I'm just on the wrong side of the market. But CVD can be, we got some orders coming in there. Yeah, they like the 85s. CVD can be pretty interesting as well. Cumulative volume delta, which is exactly what it is. It's the difference between buying and selling volume anchored to a specific point. So for me, I start Bookmap up at the same time every day, but you can actually set this to reset at a specific time. And throughout the day, you can watch as price is moving. And again, I really haven't utilized this too much in my trading. Up until recently, I've been watching it for a long period of time, which I think is important to do. If you're going to incorporate anything else, you really got to watch it and get a feel for it for a while. But CVD can allow you to see the delta, right? The difference between buying and selling that's going on by way of volume. Same way that you can look on just traditional volume as well. But it displays it in this nice delta. So maybe if we are rising, right? Price is going up. We're kind of in an uptrend, and that trend starts to kind of trickle out on the candlestick chart. Price action to market structure maybe showing you a little bit of weakness, but we also have a really declining CVD. We go from positive to negative. It drops off, quite a bit. That could be some added, confirmation, right? Or information that says, hey, selling volume up here is really overtaking buying volume. Maybe this starts to sell off, right? And forget the market. For me, forget the market narrative and the market mechanics into why, that is, because there's detailed information behind it. I just like to look at things from a pattern recognition standpoint. And I say, okay, what does the CVD look like all day, right? And what does that look like compared to price action and market structure? How are those two things correlated? How can I use that together, right? Can I use that in a way that helps me structure risk to create, a hair more of an edge? Maybe, right? But do I think everybody needs to use Bookmap? Do I think, you can't trade well without order flow? No. There's plenty of traders that I know that use no form of order flow, and they do just fine. So I think it's up to the individual. But that is Bookmap. Again, if you want to check out Bookmap, code is in the chat. Again, I'm partnered. I'm affiliated with Bookmap. To be honest, it's not something that's really a big deal for me as far as that goes. But I'm happy to provide a discount and support a company that supports me. And I was using Bookmap before I was partnered and affiliated. And if they said, "Hey Zach, we don't want to be partnered with you anymore," I'd still be using them because I think it's a good software. I will say I've been testing MotiveWave. I've been working with MotiveWave for a platform for a live account, and they've got some interesting order flow software on there. Really cool looking order flow software. So that's been interesting to look at. Where is hometown? I'm not going to dox myself. I'm going to try not to dox myself. I say it in a lot of my social media, so, but I'm going to attempt not to have you guys pull up to my house, if that's okay. As soon as I see someone talking about what's going to happen, then that fatal. Yeah, I agree. Right? If there's a I know that this is going to happen, or this is what's going to happen next, in those types of ways that people talk about the markets, I would agree. Usually that person maybe just haven't spent enough time, right? The way that I try to remind myself, kind of building off that elite trader, to think about the markets is in a reactionary way, right? What's happened so far up to this point, and how can I react to that? Put my risk on, right? Structure my trade in a way that makes sense, and then allow the market to play out, because we're never going to know what's going to happen next, and we don't need to make money, in the wise words of Mark Douglas. And I remember when I first read that book, Trading the Zone, I was like, what is he talking about, dude? You don't need to know what's going to happen next. You're trading, right? You're going to go long or short. You need to know what's going to happen next to make money. And the thought process there was the market's very random on the short term, very random. And it's somewhat consistent on the long term. Patterns tend to repeat themselves. You have a way to structure risk. But from trade to trade, right? When I got short down here, wherever I got short, I don't know what's going to happen next with any, massive degree of certainty. I'd like to, so I could just remortgage my house and put all of my investment brokers accounts and $1 zillion on a short or a long, but you don't, and that's why we structure risk, right, and allow ourselves multiple trades, and maybe allow just an edge to play out over time. So that is a good point. Good point. Watching this slow drift to the upside. Came into those 85s multiple times, man. We haven't wanted to crack it yet. Haven't wanted to crack it just yet. But yeah, no, good questions, guys. Happy to answer trading tool questions, strategy questions, that type of stuff. Obviously, I enjoy yapping about the markets if you couldn't figure that out. And appreciate you guys hopping on. Yes, almost at all time. Yeah. This has been This has been a wild drive to the upside. If we look at the chart that I'm on, crazy, right? All the way back from December of last year, February of this year. Um, some selling off into the beginning of this year, that tariff craziness. Um, obviously big drive up on the administration. Where is it? November. Yeah, big drive up on the administration. A lot of consolidation up here. Selling pressure, right? Tariffs, craziness, China, and then huge drive to the upside, and all the way back up to all-time highs. We had some conflict, right? Conflict in the Middle East that was looking pretty sketchy for U.S. markets, but market seemed to absorb that and just absolutely has been on a tear. Been on a tear. I would agree with you. But my my stock, my investment brokerage, my 401k, it's all looking very healthy. No complaints on that for the U.S. markets. Looking very healthy. Let's see. Still in this one, kind of stuck in a short here, guys. Still in this one. Again, I don't want to take this off because my stop is where it needs to be. My trade's invalidated up here. It would actually be nicer if it was actually a little bit wider, but I'm not gonna move a stop away from my farther away. I never do that. I won't say I never do that, but very, very uncommon. I don't know that I have a single live session where after I set the stop loss placement and price is moving against me and I'm in a losing trade that I drag it out. That's just, I think, a death sentence. But for me, this trade isn't invalidated until we come through this level. So I'm just going to let the stop get hit or come back down through VWAP. Come and check out these 75s. I wouldn't mind being out of this because I'd like to get some scalpy style trades on with you guys. Just look for a couple points in either direction. But this one just turned out to be a one that I got to sit in. So I'll sit patient for a stop out or a profit. That'll be that. Not blasting through the 85s. We've rejected off this area multiple times. We had some topping up here. We are making higher lows into it. So I think if we do break, we do have a good chance to actually really run this thing up. In which case I might look for a long past my stop, right? Not immediately flipping long, but if this gets invalidated and we really start to continue to the upside, I could look for a long on this. But for right now, nothing. For right now, nothing. Hang out with you guys and chat. Appreciate you hopping on. I got a bunch of people on here. This is crazy, man. I might have to start waking up. I got not that many of you on YouTube, but I got like 100. What do we got? Like 125 overall, 135 overall between YouTube, X, and Kick. It's funny. I don't know what's going on with this, but let me see something. Yeah, there's something funky on this side, but yeah, y'all hopped on Twitter for sure. I'm assuming just because there's nobody else streaming. I'm actually going to look myself. Probably none of the guys that I follow are streaming. 3:50 in the morning. Nope, I'm the only idiot up in the middle of the evening trading trading London Open with you guys. That's funny. Of course I got all the viewers then. I appreciate you guys hopping on though. It's fun. Yeah, 50, 51 of you guys. 53 of you guys on X. What's up? What's up, X? Yeah, I posted on X yesterday that I'm not going to be on there as far as tweeting very much anymore. Unfortunately, it's just hella negative. It's so negative and like both like just genuinely the futures prop firm space, but also like as a whole, like there's just so much hate and like crazy negativity. I've seen like one too many murder videos on my timeline. Like, call me soft, guys, but I think if you've seen one beheading video, you've seen them all. And I'm not a big fan. I just don't like to start my day watching someone get shot or something. Like, I don't know. And I've done someone commented, like, hit the not interested, hit the, I've done that. I've done that like multiple times. So Anyway, catch me on IG, catch me here on YouTube and kick with you guys. Discord, I run a 100% free trading Discord. I'll throw that in the chat also. I think I got to throw this in, yeah, because I can't post to, yeah, I can't post to Twitter from StreamYard. That's annoying, but I'll throw it in there for you guys. This is the 100% free trading Discord. And before you get up in arms and say, see, there's his Discord, I don't have a VIP. I don't have a paid course. None of that stuff. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be here hanging out with you guys doing it live. I run all my stuff free 99, so I'd be more than happy to have you in there if you're looking for a community. Almost 2,000 members. Not everybody active, but a pretty active community. I am partnered and affiliated with prop firms and software like Bookmap. I do yap about that, which is important to note, but I do not like to do my stuff free. Free trading. I answer questions in there, give you guys as much sauce as I possibly can. Did it post in Twitter? What's up? There we go. As we sit in this trade, man, I don't know. I might have to clip this one and then run something else, get some scalps going. Yeah, see, everybody, it's so funny. Everybody that hops on, asks the same question. Why are you awake during this time? Greetings from Bulgaria. What's up, man? I missed my flight back to my hometown for 4th of July here in America, and I won't be able to stream for NYSE session, which I usually do, as I'm assuming you know based on that question. So I decided to come and hang out with my peeps on the other side of the world. What's up from Bulgaria? That's crazy. That's crazy. For London, try to get this London stream in with you guys. And yeah, that's why I'm here. I got a flight during NYSE, and I can't keep myself away from hanging out with you guys and streaming live and getting some trading in. So got my 3-pack of 150Ks loaded up. Again, I'm coming to trade a session. Here's the way I think about this. I'm coming to trade a session that I don't usually trade, right? I have not warmed up on this price action and market structure. I fully recognize that, and I've said it a couple times throughout the stream, but I'm happy to say it again. If I go to stream and trade at a time that I'm not trading every single day for months and years at a time on the same chart, on the same time frame, on the same instrument, the way that I am with NYSE session here on ES on the 1 minute time frame, I'm fully accepting that I could just have back-to-back losses, right? Because I'm just not, just not comfortable or whatever it is. So risk is pretty low. Again, I'm not in my intraday accounts, intraday trailing drawdown accounts, the straight to sim pro. That's why I'm in these ones. And I'm comfortable taking on, multiple $250 stop losses. That's my plan here, guys. But happy to have some fun, talk markets, talk about trading, whatever it is. Do you also stream in ASFX? So I don't stream on ASFX. I'm not part of Austin Silver's team, but I've done a lot with him. I have been on ASFX. I have multiple interviews with Austin. I have the roundtable with him that just came out. I was at the Tampa event. I was a guest speaker at the Tampa event, which was really, really cool. So if you want to learn more about me, if you want to learn more about my style, my mindset, feel free to hop on ASFX's YouTube and check out the videos on there. But I have a whole in-person presentation on win rate and risk to reward. But it starts out with a lot of mindset, a lot of cool mindset stuff. I talk a lot about my hobbies and just things that I've done in my outside life that have translated well to trading, building some discipline, things like that. So if you want to check that out, ASFX's YouTube for sure. But yeah, Austin, his team are solid, really solid. Back in the building, Lionheart, what's up? Maybe now is a good time to win an account. Less competition, JK. Yeah, it is a good time. It is a good time to win an account. I managed to collect 2 wins on NQ, 10 points each, and I'm done for the day. Happy. Nice. Cool. Very nice. Yeah, I got stuck in a short here. Here we are. Here we are back down to my entry. Guess what, guys? I'm still not going to close it. It got 3 ticks away from a stop out here. Again, stop is at an area that, I'm comfortable with. Really what I was looking for out of this was a move back down to VWAP, somewhere over here into this open. And at that point, it probably would have only been a couple points. Now we got VWAP a lot closer. We got prior day highs. So I'm going to wait to see if this starts to sell off. We got some selling pressure here. This is dicey. I don't know. It's giving me an entry to get out, an opportunity to get out of break even, but I'm just going to demonstrate that I like to hold my trades, right? I don't like to go stop loss to break even anymore, really at all. And I don't like to let a trade move in drawdown and then close at break even. You can be discretionary that way. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but this is now showing me maybe that we want to work out. We've had buyers had an opportunity to rip this thing higher like multiple times, right? And every time sellers have stepped back in. Now sellers step back in. We are starting to break this little structure to the upside, right? If I'm a trend line guy, which I'm really not, but just to draw it out for you guys. Where's like the raise these days? I haven't played with, I always grab the arrow. I always grab this one. That's starting to break to the downside. This is starting to break to the downside, right? We had some nice structure looking here. Let's see if we can continue. We got liquidity to the downside. We got CVD's kind of all over the place for this session, but I'm going to leave this one on. I'm going to leave it on for now. Start to move in my direction again. I'm not going to hold out for some crazy profit, but I'd like to see this thing come back down through VWAP. Again, maybe just to like the 77s, 78s, 76s, down around this area consolidation, coming down and sweep this low. But we come back up on this. We come all the way back up on this near this high. I think I'm just dead wrong, and I'm taking the stop. And then we'll look for the second trade. But for now, I'm hanging on to this. That's my play. Don't forget it's London session. Yeah, it's London session. I know. Slow moving London session. Very slow moving markets. Not a whole lot out of these. What's up? All right, I'm just going to type it. I'm not going to keep repeating it. I'll just type it. What's up, dude? What's happening? Yeah. Hop in Discord, guys. I also explain everything in there. I talk a little bit more detail what's going on. Take profit or tradeify? Top 1. That's going to be my answer. Top 1. And then if I had to pick between those two, I'd probably pick take profit. I'd pick take profit trader. That's actually the only other firm that I have an active code for that I'm affiliated with is Take Profit. But I don't ever promote really because I'm not trading with them, right? I'm not using them myself. So, but yeah, no on the Tradeify for me. The bounce just happens at the 5-minute 50 SMA. We're getting a bounce off of a key level here. Come on, guys, give me the sauce. What are we looking at here, guys? Taking a look on a separate chart. Yeah, we're dead set at the 200. At the 200 simple moving average as well, right here at the 80s. Let's see if we can come down. See if we can come down on this bad boy. I don't know. I held on to it for this long. I might as well. No, the real reasons are what I described, right? Hanging on to trades to a stop loss or profit seemed to work better for me. Ooh, we're getting the bounce. Chose not to trade today. Hope everybody is trading safely. Yeah, again, we talked about we talk about this again. We got some wild stuff coming up. 8:30, we got NFP unemployment claims. Should we have really high expectations ahead of this? I don't think so. And then along with that, we got a U.S. holiday, right? So we are right before U.S. holiday, and along with that, we have an early close. Stock market closes at 1 p.m. Eastern today, so before the normal trading hours. It's called an early close, right before this July 4th holiday, which is a big major U.S. holiday. We have bond markets that close at 2 p.m. So it's not a great trading day in my opinion. I don't think that it's going to be amazing. Maybe you love NFP and you trade that, but I think this could be dicey ahead of this for sure. Hey man, first time seeing someone trade from US on London session. Yeah, yep. It's just waking up. Excuse me. It's 4:04 a.m. Eastern. 4:04 a.m. Eastern. Got some caffeine kicking in, but yeah. For those, I said I wasn't going to repeat it, but I will. For those of you that hopped on late, I stream live almost every single day for NYSE session at 9:30 a.m. 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Today I am. Oh shoot! I stopped my share. Hang on. Today I missed my flight last night. Got canceled, and I'm not going to be able to stream for NYSE Open. So I figured I would hop on here for London session because I got a flight in a few hours. Figured I would set an alarm and wake up in the middle of the night, 2:30 a.m. Eastern, and hop on for London 3 a.m. Trade through for a few hours. I'm gonna make this one a long one. I'm not going anywhere, guys. I got time now that I woke up. So what's up? Yeah, good morning from South Africa. What's up? What's up, man? What's happening? What's happening? Hey, bro. U.S. Holiday or conference over there? Yeah, it's a U.S. holiday tomorrow. U.S. holiday tomorrow at July 4th. But today is an early close for the U.S. stock markets. Let me just I'll pull it up for you. July 3rd. Yeah. So New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ close at 1 p.m. Eastern today, July 3rd. Bond market closes at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then stock markets, banks, most of the U.S. is closed tomorrow for July 4th. That's what we got going on. I meant you. Nah, not over in London. Not over in London just yet. I will be traveling later this year, but we're not physically in London just yet. No conference in London. I was gonna go. About a year and a half ago to go. There was something called, I think it's called the Trader XI show or something like that. But there was a couple of traders that I wouldn't have mind to go meet. It was like Steve Ward and Tom Hogard. Tom Hugard giving a talk, a conference, and that sounded pretty cool. So I was tempted to go over, but I didn't make it happen. But for those of you that are interested in Tom Hogard, speaking of that, Austin Silver has a conference coming up with him and another trader. I think he's kind of facilitating some of it. But Tom Hogard, author of Best Loser Wins. If you don't know Tom Hogard, you should probably go read that book. It's a solid one. And again, I don't have anything to say outside of it's helped me in my trading, especially early on, mindset wise. But they got a conference coming up in California. He's streaming right now. Oh, is he? Yeah. Yeah, dude. I used to is it still on Telegram, Raj? Does he still run it in Telegram, and then he does some kind of like it was like a voice only, no delay? Because I listened to that stuff for a while, man. I was in that group listening and kind of watching what he does. Really tested and back tested that, for New York session, school run strategy, and him trading was pretty wild. I I'm not I really could never wrap my head around really could never wrap my head around his trading itself when it came to actually the live trading that I saw. I think he does a fantastic job of making it work, but I think he's pretty dang discretionary. And just like watching anybody else trade, you're never gonna be able to copy somebody, right? You're never gonna be just gonna outright copy somebody. But I liked his kind of mechanical strategies, his approaches, and his reasonings behind it, and the stuff that you can go and back test, right? Kind of an opening range break. That's the school run strategy and advanced school run strategy, right? The SRS, that's what that was, right? But yeah, no, he's always awesome. Again, the books that he put out, he's got a ton of free resources on his site also, that I went back and read through, and I've listened to that book on tape, like audiobook, more times than I can count. Best Loser Wins. It's just so solid. I think he does just a great job of explaining the thought process that needs to go into trading, how we're just hardwired for the absolute wrong thing. Yeah, he usually does around this time. He's on YouTube right now. Loves to trade DEX. That's crazy. Yeah, that's awesome. Dude's been doing it for forever, for a long time, right? It's cool. It's very cool. But yeah, Tom Hogard is pretty dang legit in my humble opinion. Oh, excuse me. Let's see, guys. Can we finally get some movement here? We're back to break even. Can we finally get some movement to the downside here? We have come back down to this level multiple times. I'm going to leave this trade on. I even like it. I like it much better than when we were up here. If we come back through, we pull this, I think we're headed to the upside. I think we're going to blast off. But right now, so far, we've topped up here a couple times. And if we can start to break this to the downside, I think that would be buyers giving up this level, which is unfortunately my entry, right? It's kind of a sell at support right now that this formed afterwards. But it'd be giving up this level and buyers failing to continue to break to the upside here, right? We had multiple chances to bring this thing higher. So that's not what I think we're going to do. So I like this. I like this for a breakdown through VWAP and a little scalp trade. Try to grab a couple $100 of profit. If we come back up through this, I'm just out for my stop. And honestly, I was planning on taking a handful of trades today, this morning with you guys, just like getting a little bit more action here. But I got caught in this short, really sold off the lows. It's just the way that it goes sometimes. And my management on this one is just gonna be hang on to it. I'm not gonna cut it early for a loss. That's just not my play. If I get caught on the wrong side of something, I just sit with it. And if I took it off right here, I wouldn't be too happy that we came all the way back down to my entry, right? I'd be pretty upset that I realized, $200 and some odd worth of loss. So I'm going to leave this risk on, look for continuation of the downside. We don't get that. We just continue to drive higher. We bounce off, we hold VWAP, we bounce off of this Guys were talking about different MAs. This is a 200 simple moving average over here that we're at right now. We hold that. It is what it is, as the kids say. But I'm looking for this chop before news. I'm looking for a pullback down, grab some liquidity down here, down below this level. Maybe even some more aggressive selling pressure. That's my play as we hang out. Yeah, but what do you guys think? Let me know in chat. Let's throw a poll up. Let me know what you guys think. We headed to the upside. I can't do it from StreamYard. I think we're headed to the upside. You guys think we're headed north? We're gonna go break those 85s, or you think we are pulling back down to the middle ground, maybe back down into prior day's candle range? Let me know what you guys think. And again, if you're on here with me, I appreciate you. Appreciate you hopping on. I stream here and now on Kick, because I'm live on Kick right now. Going to be almost every dang day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Been doing it for quite a while. 100% free. More than happy to show you what real trading looks like for me. And if you're on Twitter, what's up from Twitter? There's like a ton of people on Twitter. Yeah, like 62 of you guys. Appreciate you hopping on. You can join on YouTube or Kick if you like. I'm gonna share the link in there right now. Probably a little bit easier, but just so you guys know about me, who I am, who I'm not. I've been in the markets for about 6 years. I'm just looking for this link. I don't claim. I've been putting out content for about like a year and a half. Trading live pretty damn consistently for around a year now, especially through this year. But I don't claim to be the best trader in the world. I don't claim to have it all figured out. I'm not on all the leaderboards with crazy P&Ls and live accounts. None of that stuff. I'm just happy to show you what real trading looks like for me. Wins, losses, break-evens, run-ups, and failures, right? Mistakes made, all that stuff. 100% free. And I also run a free trading Discord. So more than happy to have you hanging out with me on here. Smash like, smash subscribe if you get some value out of this. If not, you can fade me, right? You can go long from down here, and maybe that's value. You say, that guy sucks. I'm going to do the opposite of what he does. But no, it's awesome. Awesome to have this community. Crazy to see how much growth I've had this year from YouTube. Wild to see the view counts. I was shocked. I saw a lot of guys on social share their views. Like on X, they were sharing like their view counts, and I had higher view counts and watch hours than guys with double, triple the followers, the subscribers that I have on YouTube. So I'm grateful for all you guys that hop on. I really am. A lot of that comes from just being so consistent and streaming a lot and putting out a lot of content. But I appreciate you guys. I really do. It's fun to have a community like this. And if you hopped on YouTube and you can't, and again, because I know I'm at a different time, if you hopped on YouTube, you can't chat. I keep subscriber mode on. For some reason, YouTube just seems to be like the depths of hell. If I turn subscriber mode off, I get like a lot of crazy like bots and like hate speech. So you can subscribe, and I've actually been on here for a long time. You could probably chat now, but you can subscribe and chat for next time. Yeah, here we go. Let's see it. Let's see it, Raj. Let's see it. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Oh, I actually don't even have subscriber mode on. Look at that. I just went and double checked it because I was going to turn it off for you guys, but I don't even have it on. Yep. Well, maybe I jinxed it. You guys have been nice today. Nobody's yelled at me yet. I like the shorts, bro. With you on MNQ. Here we go. Yeah. Listen. I think this is a clean invalidation point, right? If we continue through to the upside, I'm just dead wrong. We are going to continue to find support, and we're going to grind higher, right? And I'm going to take an L. Cool. If we start to sell off from here, come through VWAP, I think we could easily go and turn this into a decent win, right? I think we could easily come down to the 75s, sweep below this level, grab some liquidity down here. I don't know if we come all the way down to these lows, but I could see us chopping, right? I don't think we get a huge bullish daily candle before NFP. I don't want to carry that bias, but the chart in front of me, especially as we were kind of topping out here, coming back down towards VWAP, this was initially a little scalp down towards VWAP, was looking good. So here we are, still in the trade. Back in profit by 1 tick. Looks like buy orders also may be getting absorbed. Price finally traded through fair value. Let's take a look. Let's take a look on Bookmap. We could look at Bookmap together. There we go. Get rid of this banner for a second. This is Bookmap for those of you guys that hopped on late. I won't do the full explanation again, but take a look at this. Yeah, we didn't want to come through these 85s, right? We really didn't want to come up through these 85s. Now, the question is, do sellers have some strength here? And are we going to start to drive through some orders? Maybe get some volatility as we come through the 79s, right around prior day high at 62.79.5, really where we just had some buyers step in. Again, slow moving markets, so a little bit different to read volatility momentum with this thing, but I'm looking down to the 75s. That's a key level. Nice round psychological number also, but it's an area of interest on my chart that if I zoom out, decent area of high volume. We've had some consolidation if I look left. So I could see us coming through potentially the 79s, dropping 5 points, grab $250 on this trade and times 3, and call it a London session with you guys. Again, down below that, we got quite a bit more liquidity down at the 70s. To the upside, like I said, there is quite a bit past this 85s. If we cracked this, we really wanted to drift higher, but I don't know that we go and grab this. I don't know that we do too much of anything. It's kind of just been slow choppiness, which I think is normal for London session. But I want to see if sellers have an opportunity to take this thing lower. I'd love to see a really, really nice drop off in CVD, which we are not seeing, right? So we have like kind of a little bit of divergence where price is coming down lower. CVD is rising, indicating that buying volume is outweighing sellers. Price not really dropping here, but CVD really not dropping off too aggressively. So that could be working against me for a continuation lower. But that said, I like the 75s. At least coming to crack this. I want to see what happens if we crack these 79s. That's my play, chat. That's my play. How often you trade London? Not often at all. I grew up trading. I grew up, not grew up with age, but I really got serious with my trading years back. And when I did, I focused on trading London in the Forex market. I was trading currencies, and I would wake up in the middle of the night the way that I did this morning every single night, because it was really my only time to trade actively. And then I would go to work, and I worked a pretty solid career for 7 years before I left it to sit in front of charts and stare at candlesticks all day like a degenerate. But this is a fun reminder today. But yeah, I used to trade it quite a bit, but nowadays not at all. Really not at all. Not much at all. What's your entry criteria? This is a good question. Let me bring you guys back to my main chart here. Hey, Zach, do you use upcoming stream option in your YouTube? No, I don't. Should I? What I do is I share that I'm live every damn day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And then you guys can hop on. But I can use the upcoming stream option if that helps for some reason, if it gives you guys alerts or something. But to the person that asked, what's your entry criteria? I'm going to watch this trade maybe start to sell off up here. Here's what I look for. Like yesterday, for example, right? Into NYSE Open, what I really look for is a trade off of the extremes back down to VWAP, back down to an area of high volume. Now, hindsight would tell me just press the long button and you wouldn't have to take a stop out like I did yesterday getting short. But what I would look for maybe as an example, I have no levels or markup on this. Off of the open, oftentimes we have a lot of volatility come in, right? Here's 930. I'm going to look for either a sell-off to look for a buy back towards VWAP, an area of high volume, or a pop to the upside to look for a sell back to an area of high volume, back to VWAP. I also am going to have levels marked up on my chart, key areas of interest, right? And I want one of those to be hit in order to take a trade off of. You could call it simple support and resistance, supply and demand. I'm looking for price action, market structure, volume. And along with what I'm looking at here, what I was just showing you guys, I'm looking at order flow, right? So maybe if I'm looking for a short the way that I was yesterday off of the 250s, unfortunately, and I got smoked, I was really looking at the 255s that had quite a bit, but we cracked through this on Trump news. This was a comment from Trump, and it just drove it higher. But I'm looking for areas of interest on my chart, right? Market structure, price action to define some key levels, and then order flow, right? Do we have quite a bit of sell orders sitting above price that I think are likely to be popped before we drift lower? Maybe we react off of that. But it's discretionary. But you could almost bet what kind of trade I'm taking because it's very simple, very consistent day in and day out. It's a reversion style trade near the open, usually after the first 10 to 15 minutes, but typically a reversion style trade. If I don't get it from the extreme, maybe I get a continuation. Like this would have looked really nice in hindsight yesterday for a continuation through VWAP, right? Through key levels of structure. If we have, really strong trend forming. So that would kind of be the continuation through the middle ground, either to the upside or downside. Past that, I really usually don't hang out long enough to get them. But if we really start to break and run in one direction, I could look at a continuation style trade, a break and retest. But for the most part, it's reversion style. Again, reversion meaning if we are, if we're coming down to a level over here, I'm looking for a buy for a pushback up. If we're coming up to the upside, I'm looking for a sell, kind of fading the immediate price action, the immediate market structure. Seems to work well for me, gives me aggressive entries. The upside is you can capitalize really nicely when it does work in your favor and structure risk favorably. The downside is you get your face ripped off sometimes, like I did yesterday. Really wasn't a face ripper, but that was some movement. Wolf, look who we got, chat. Is this a current live? Welcome to the show, Wolf. Look who's awake early for you, buddy. No, this is a dude who's always on my live sessions and in Discord. Yeah, I will explain this one for you today, Wolf. As you know, I'm live for 9:30 a.m. Eastern almost every day. I had a flight get canceled last night, flying home to my hometown for 4th of July, going to spend some time with family, and I'm not going to be able to be live at 9:30. So I called the last minute in Discord, man. You should be paying attention. Called the last minute London live session. But this is currently live. That's funny. You had to actually ask if this was live. I'm in India, so it's afternoon for me. Dang, man. So what time is it usually for you if you hop on the live session? Like my normal, like 9:30. Because that's in like 5 hours from now. Like late at night. While we're waiting for this trade to maybe work out, finally, I'm going to throw this in the chat again. Guys, if you want to check this out, hang tight. If you want to check out Top 1 Futures, this is the current deal they got rolling. Link is in the chat. Code RDF. Code RDF is going to get you the best deal. Better than what's on the site, better than what's in the email, better than any of the other promotional stuff. Even when the new stuff drops and the crazy holiday stuff, code RDF is always going to beat it, usually by a few percent. Maybe some additional add-ons like that. I'm going to try to throw this in X for you guys. The current deal right now is 40% off these challenge accounts. So I'm trading the instant funded stuff. I don't really talk too much about these challenge accounts, but pretty low prices if you just don't want to put a lot of skin in the game. Maybe you are comfortable taking challenges. Maybe you're just not confident enough in your trading to look at an instant funded account. But if you want to check those out, link is in the chat. I'm going to throw it in X for you guys as well, because I can't post from StreamYard, which is kind of annoying. But what's up, Twitter? There you go. Remember, guys, I'm partnered. I'm affiliated. I can't be unbiased if I stand to make money. It's important for me to note that. Do your own research, make your own decisions, but I think Top 1 is a pretty damn solid opportunity, which is why I yap about it and why I am trading the accounts right here with you guys live. Nice. I would also say, like I mentioned earlier, U.S. companies love to run deals for 4th of July, for major holidays. I would probably keep your eyes on Bookmap and Top One coming into tomorrow. That's gonna be my 2 cents without being able to say too much. I would keep your eyes on Bookmap and Top One. You can hop in my Discord because you'll be the first to hear about it. And again, I will have a better deal than what's in the website, on the email, in any of the promotions. Happy to get that support from Top One. Shout out Top One for supporting your boy and supporting the community. Any deal on the Sim to Pro account or Sim accounts? Yeah, the instant fund stuff. Keep your eyes on it for tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna say for now. Keep your eyes on it for tomorrow. In India, so afternoon for me, 7 p.m. Yeah, late. What's your risk to reward ratio? Indefinite. Look at this risk to reward ratio. It's 9,000 to 1. Here's my risk to reward. We're gonna risk $250 and we're gonna make $5,000 on this trade. No, I'm running no profit target on this. Typically, the way that I trade is I throw an arbitrary profit target, like a max profit on the day, just in case somebody comes and says something crazy. Like I should have one on really right now, maybe like $1,500 or $2,000, something that would be completely unusual to be hit. But I typically drag stop loss into profit, or on a trade like this where we're kind of just scalping, looking for something to the downside, we just grab some profit. This is going to end up being probably a very low risk to reward trade if it ends up working out, just because we've been drifting around my entry for so damn long. But yeah, that's the answer. No fixed risk to reward. No fixed risk to reward. I was busy writing a paper for a journal. Nice. I couldn't get my troll mode on. Nice. Ooh, we're getting some buyers stepping in here, guys. Eesh. I don't like that. I really don't like that. Some volume behind that too. Man, not getting this last ditch. If we get follow through on this, it's not going to look good. I'm hoping that this could be a last crack to the upside before some continuation, but that's some volume behind it. You can see down on the traditional volume, and I can see it on Bookmap as well. Growing CVD now, so I don't love this, but could be one more of those just kind of as we're continuing lower, nice and calm, right? We're doing our thing. You go whoop, take everybody out that got short down here real quick, and then continue. But if we don't do this, I think we're going to do this, unfortunately. But looks like decision time's getting ready to get made here. 4:30. Yep. There we go. Let's see. Got some volatility coming in for 4:30 a.m. 4:31 in 20 seconds. Let's see. I like the instant funded, straight to funded account, but my question is Top One eval, is there an activation fee? Yes, the eval is an activation fee. Yeah. The instant funded stuff is no activation. No activation. Johnny FX, what's up, man? Smash like, smash subscribe. First time here. Welcome to the show. Hop in the free Discord as well, man. More than happy to have you here. I'm typically never streaming at this time. So this is an overnight stream. It's a hangout with you guys for London. London session has been yeah, not great. Yeah, London session has been not great. I work overnight, so I'm here every night. I got you. Yeah, maybe I'll mix some of these in, man. I don't want to make any promises that I'm not going to keep. I don't know. I don't enjoy waking up in the middle of the night so much, but if I end up with a weird schedule, we had a bunch of people that hopped on. It's like still more people hopping on. It's like 83 from Twitter. I appreciate you guys jumping on. It's cool. We got a bunch of people from Twitter. Not too many of you guys hanging out on YouTube. What do we got, like 30 right now? But yeah, it's been cool to talk to you guys. I know people are all over the world, right? Different times. So 9:30 a.m., like Wolf just said, is like, late at night for him. So happy to come and hang with you guys. Smart money is showing your hand. Smart money showing their hand. Maybe. So what do you think? Showing their hand to the upside or faking everybody out to the upside and then continuing down, Eddie? What do we think? I'm interested to hear. Yeah, it's nice. Call me surprised. Zach did a bamboozle. Yeah, man. You see, Wolf, I'm keeping the market makers on their toes. This is the real reason, guys. Now that I got you, the market makers are after me. They watch my stream because in my little sim funded accounts that are not even in the live market environment here, since we're trading sim funded, um, they are trying to capture me. They're trying to kidnap me. So I have to fake them out. I have to go and trade London with you. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Fake out to the upside. There you go. Let's see it. Look at that. Playing out so far. Hour and 45 hanging with you guys. Let's see. Can we get some movement, man? Can we get some movement out of this? Been stuck in a short all dang morning with you guys, hanging out. I don't have too much more time, but I'm going to let this one play for a little bit longer. They stalk you and they get you. Yeah, they hunt my stops, guys. That's what happens. The market makers, they're hunting my stops. Actually, just checking about how much time I really have to hang with you guys on here before a morning flight. Yeah, it's 4:30 in the morning right now in New York time. It's close to 2 hours since you started. Yeah, Wolf, we're hanging out on here, man. This is a long stream. We're hanging out. I was actually late to the party. I was trying to show up at 2:30, but I'll be completely honest. I set I set an alarm on my Apple Watch instead of on my phone, so I wouldn't wake up the other family, aka my wife, and it didn't go off. And I just so happened to wake up like 5 minutes before the stream. So it was just a little bit late to the gun, but I got my nice. I don't even really know how to say yerba mate tea. I don't know if that's how you say it, or yerba mate. Got my tea, got my caffeine rolling, and hanging out with you guys. I'm gonna hang out with you guys till I got to leave for the airport. Don't let the market makers hear me though. They're gonna come and kidnap me. Here we go, back to VWAP, guys. Now, do we bounce here? Looking at this trade, as I'm looking up my flight time, do we bounce off of VWAP? Dicey play to leave this one on here, but I'm a dicey kind of guy. This is just not enough for me to grab profit. Initial trade idea, it's developing differently. Here's buyer stepping in right at VWAP. There's a reason that I have this on my chart, guys. This is volume weighted average price for those of you that want to know what this is, also known as VWAP. It resets at the session open, session changeover right here. And it's exactly what the name states. It's a volume weighted average price. And you can see how that reacts, right? You see how price reacts around this level. Now, I'm holding through VWAP on this short, which is a dicey play because you can see how much it just reacted right here off of VWAP. Because I'd really like to see this thing sell off down around this level here. I'd love to see it come down through the 75s. We got through that 79s. Those filled. Looking at Bookmap. This is a little dicey, guys. This is a little dicey. I might have to apply some discretion here. Is that going to be my session? I sit on a trade for an hour and a half and I get a break even out of it. Yeah. I mean, I've held this long, so now we're hanging on. But this looks like some buying pressure off of VWAP for sure. 75s are still there, but that's quite a bit of buying pressure. Some volume off of VWAP. I'm going to see if we can't come back down on this, but I really don't like that reaction off of VWAP. Would have loved to see us come right through that aggressively, obviously, but to look to grab $75 on a trade that I had to sit through, 4.25 points of drawdown, not really super excited about that. Cool. This looks good. Got me one of your 55% off promos. Nice. Nice. Last week, there is a rule that I have to place a trade every 14 days. Correct. You have to place a trade on all top 1 futures accounts every 2 weeks. Similar to most prop firms, every prop firm that I've traded with, actually, there's an inactivity rule. You have to place a trade at least once every couple weeks. My recommendation to you, if you just wanted to keep accounts active, the way that I do with Top Step, because I'm not really too focused on them right now, is I would throw a micro on and throw your take profit a couple ticks in profit, stop loss a couple ticks in in for a loss, and just take whatever the market gives you. Whatever you do, don't be caught on the wrong side of that rule and go to take like a little one micro trade and then let the whole thing spiral into a huge loss because you're waiting for it to go in profit, and it just doesn't go. So that's my 2 cents there. But yeah, you got to throw a micro trade on. How is your VWAP set to chart? Yeah, it's a standard VWAP. It's the standard VWAP. You can see settings are standard. The only thing I changed is the color. It's white. This is just the standard VWAP under the indicators tab. You'd find it right under indicators. It's just a standard one. Let's see. It'll screw you better quicker. Oh, ES takes forever to screw your pre-market first experience. Yeah. Need to be careful with market makers. They kidnapped ICT and forced them into coding the algo that drives all the financial markets. Yeah, that's what I'm joking about. Got another gap down in 1 minute chart. Quick contract flip. Yeah, but mine is different than yours. Make sure you scroll out. If you're on Project X, make sure you scroll out all the way. And I'm here on the 1 minute chart on ES. And my VWAP is at 62.79 and 62.79. So let me just double check this with TradingView. And I'll double check it for you. We'll see what we got. Yeah, it's at my VWAP is in the exact same spot as ES. Make sure you're on the right contract, right? ESU 2025, ESU 25, depending on where you're, what broker you're with or what data you're using. But yeah, my VWAP seems to be in the right spot. But yeah, if for example, if I do this, see I flip time frames and then I come back, VWAP is in a different spot. And that's because I didn't scroll all the way out to this anchor point. For some reason, Project X does this. It's kind of annoying, but you got to scroll all the way back out to that anchor point. God, man, this thing is just dancing around my entry. Here we go. Let's go. This is perfect timing because I don't have too much longer, but I'd love to see a sell-off before I do have to hop off. Let's see if we can get it, guys. Okay, I'll try that. Yeah, just scroll out on Project X. Yeah, it's annoying. It does it on Project X. It's annoying. Yeah. They know about it. I don't know why it happens, but it's across Project X. It's not just Top 1 Futures. It happens on Top Step also, for whatever that's worth. Do you know if Top 1 Futures will offer trader rate soon? Yes. Yes, they will. I believe. I wouldn't hold my breath, but I think it's coming pretty dang soon. So while we watch Top Step get rid of all of their other platforms, if you guys weren't aware of that, that changed recently. Top 1 Futures is in line to get trade of 8 setup. That's the info that I have. Don't have an exact date or time, but I've been told soon. Been told very soon. So it should be an option for you guys coming up soon. But yeah, appreciate you guys hopping on. Again, this is the opposite time that I'm usually streaming, usually 9:30 a.m. Eastern every dang day. If you guys want to smash like, smash subscribe, you can do whatever you want to do. I greatly appreciate it, but free means free. So you don't have to do anything. But I stream live on here almost every day, 100% free, and I run a 100% free trading Discord. Links in the chat, links down below the video, links everywhere. You can smash like, subscribe, you can follow on Kick. You can say what's up, excuse me, on X. If you're streaming from X, there's like a ton of you guys. There's like 100 from Twitter. Feel free to follow me on YouTube or Kick. Subscribe to YouTube or follow on Kick. I'm not going to be posting much or really interacting much at all on Twitter coming up. Like I talked about it earlier. I think it's just unfortunately a hellhole of hate and negativity. I'm going to stream to that platform because it just really doesn't matter. StreamYard, I can't post to comments to Twitter, so that's a little bit of a drawback, but be more than happy to have you guys on YouTube or Kick. You can hang out and chat. Ooh, we got a little bit of selling pressure. We're going to try VWAP again, boys. Here's my deal. I'm going to look to take profit on this quicker than I would like to because I think it's actually likely to start playing out right now. But I don't have a lot of time left. I've been hanging out live with you guys for going on 2 hours now. I'm not going anywhere just yet, but now the time element comes in. Do I have enough time to allow this to play out the way that I want? Yeah, I'm going to grab profit on this, guys.
Order filled.
I am out for $100 in profit. I was starting to describe that. Not for $100 in profit. I got about less than a half hour of time left. So unique time element comes in where I have to decide. I think this is still going to go down. I think this is going to continue down to the 75s and maybe even lower. But if I physically have to step away from the charts coming up here soon, do I want to be in a trade now and not able to manage and not be able to look at Bookmap or order flow or anything else? Yeah, 62.75. Right. I would hang on to it if you guys are, listen, let me backtrack on that. No suggestions, no financial advice. I'm a complete idiot. If I didn't have to get up from my desk coming up here really soon, I'd like to hang on to this one. But I have to. And I think I'd like to allow this to chop back around. Ooh, here we go. I'd like to allow this to chop back around, do whatever it's going to do, and then come lower. And I'm not able to do that. I would be, if it came back up and chopped around, I would have to close out for a $100 loss, even though I still think the trade's going to move in my direction. So it's the dicey part of just having a trade take way too long to play out like that one. But no complaints. $109 across 3 accounts. Not really what I want. Maybe we'll look for something else while I'm hanging out on here with you guys. But it's definitely not going to be as aggressive as that stop loss was. So hung out for 2 hours to watch that one play out. But again, what I could display on that one that I'm happy about, not closing as it comes up to my stop loss, like, right? Not taking like $225 just because I'm all sketched out up here. Just letting the thing play out and continue back down through VWAP, right? Win's a win. Yeah, take what the market gives you guys. What's my IG? Let me give you guys everything here. Hang on one second. Because I know this is like across everything. Here are all of the socials. That's my X, YouTube, Twitter, and IG, and Kick. X is Twitter also. I said that twice. Yeah, not going anywhere just yet. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, Eddie. Not going anywhere just yet. Got a little bit more time. I hang out, see if we can't grab something. But if you guys got trading questions, you want to yap about anything, this has been fun. I know I'm kind of like low energy, mostly because it's the middle of the night for me. But I'm also trying not to yell too loud because it is the middle of the night. I own my home, but my wife is sleeping in nearby, so I'm going to attempt not to wake her up before we got ready to head to the airport. But yeah, appreciate you guys hopping on again. For those of you guys that are on Twitter, feel free to hop on YouTube. I'm gonna post this in the Twitter X chat because I know you guys can't I can't post to that, but I'm gonna give you guys both these. Again, not really gonna be too yeah, there's like 100 of you guys on here. What's up? What's going on, X? I'll probably still stream to the platform, like I said, but if you guys want to hop on YouTube, you can chat, we could talk, do all that fun stuff. I'll also throw Kick on here. Wolf, I think, asked what Kick is. Kick is a streaming platform. It is a live streaming platform like Twitch. But it's got some cool features, some cool benefits, so I'm going to be streaming on there every damn day. But for you guys that are on X right now, links are in the chat if you want to subscribe to YouTube or follow on Kick. Appreciate you guys hopping on. I'll probably keep streaming to X, but it's really turned into a hellhole of hate and negativity and murder videos, and I'm not just not too much of a fan of watching beheading videos. I talked about that earlier. I think if you've seen one, you've seen them all. So I'm cool watching shootouts with cops. That's enough for me. You trade GC gold? No, I typically don't. I trade ES primarily. That's pretty much it. I am really hyper fixated, hyper focused on one instrument, one time frame. I really find that I do the best when I do that. I find that if I try to trade everything under the sun, NASDAQ, Dow, gold, crude oil, everything else, it starts to work against me. I just think I can build the best discretion, the best intuition, not only on the same instrument, the same time frame, but also the same time of day. Like if you watch all my live streams, they are 9:30 a.m. Eastern. I'm trading the exact same time every day. So I build a lot of experience on the tools that I use, on price action, market structure, volume, order flow, watching the same thing play out day over day for months and years at a time, right? I think many traders do well trading different assets, right? Maybe different markets. But I think that the trader, the version of me, I'll speak for myself, that only trades ES on the 1 minute time frame at the same time every day, despite today us trading London together, will be better than the Zach, the version of me that trades gold, crude oil, NASDAQ, YM, trades all different times of the day, and trades, sometimes on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour, on the 30-second chart, uses 47 different, tools. That's just my experience, right? It's my experience. KK, never heard of it. Yeah. It's a newer platform. Again, it's like Twitch, but it's a little bit newer. I don't know. Kick's been around for a while though. Just give you a follow on IG. Yeah. I yap on IG, right? Like IG stories, kind of, post a bunch of reels and stuff. Yeah, Kick's been around for like 3 years. I think Twitch has been around for much longer than that. Yeah. Twitch has been around for like 12 years. But yeah, streaming platform. One of those videos of who, the guy who isn't to be named, God talks to me and tells him when to... One of those X... I can't even follow that one, Wolf, but I think I know what you're talking about. That's yeah. Listen, guys, whatever works for you, right? If it's if it's some divine intervention that's helping you trade, you do your thing. But yeah, if you guys got any questions, man, trading questions, feel free, ask away while we're hanging out here, watch this market move to the downside. Again, I got a short over here, back to VWAP. I think I was short over here, yeah, right at near 3 o'clock. I'll have to go back and take a look at the trade. Got really close to getting a stop out, held on, and here we go, moving through VWAP. This looks good to the downside. I clipped this one because I am getting ready to end my session, and if I get close to ending my session, right? If I have to, like, for example, like sometimes I'm trading power hour, and you have to ask yourself during power hour, like, do I think this trade is going to play out for a win based on how long I have left for it to play out, right? And I have to physically close the trade out. And if the answer is sometimes no, but I'm in small amount of profit, it's like, okay, you had your time, go ahead and clip it. But this looks good. This looks good to the downside. Solid. Going to trade out those 75s, I think. And on this one, it did play out. I think it might play out in the next 5 to 10 minutes. But appreciate you guys hopping on. I was showing this one earlier. For now, this is the deal from Top One Futures. They have 40% off the eval accounts. These are the challenge accounts. Again, I don't usually talk about these. I just talk about the instant fundeds. They are quite a bit more money, but I've had more and more people ask about them, and this is just the current challenge. The current deal it's running, like the best deal. So if you want to check out a challenge account, an eval account from Top One, they have them. Not the most insane opportunity in the world, but pretty damn cheap, right? So if your goal is to just not put a lot of money on the line, to get involved really, really low dollar amount, I think that's a pretty solid option. They are 1 day to pass too. No consistency rule in the challenge, which is pretty sweet. But read the rules yourself. Remember, I'm partnered, I'm affiliated. Link is in the chat if you want to check that out. And again, if you want to check out Bookmap, Bookmap is in the chat as well. I would watch both of these, like I said, for tomorrow. And I'll throw my Discord in here one more time because you guys are gonna be first to know about it. If there are discounts from trading companies tomorrow, and I got a good feeling that there are going to be some big ones because America loves deals, I'll be sure to let you know in the chat in Discord. I'll be letting you know for sure. I think there's going to be some solid deals for trading stuff tomorrow. That's just my thought. What do I know though? As we are watching this market kind of just drift below VWAP, man. It actually worked. Short actually played. Oh, excuse me. Checking some. But yeah, guys, if you guys got trading questions, feel free. Feel free to ask. Right down to those 75s. Damn. Clipped this one a little bit early, guys. Played out just in time, too. There we go. There we go. Can't complain about the read of the market, though. I really can't complain. You're getting short on this one. Clip this one again because I got to hop off pretty soon. And I just don't... I haven't had good luck these days just leaving trades on. Usually Trump comments something and I'm like not available to manage the trade, and it just makes me super nervous that like maybe something doesn't fill or something goes sideways. So I just really don't like walking away. I also can't really focus too good if I do that. I just find myself like continuing to check the chart, right, and really just not present in my life doing whatever I'm doing. Swing trading is kind of a different story, but if I just have a day trade running, it's just not a good play. But this thing played out to the downside, man. And Yeah, 75s would have been that nice full 1-to-1. Yeah, there it is, Eddie. There it is. There it is. Pushed and pushed till the account went. Pushed and pushed and pushed until the account went to zero. Yeah, yeah. Wolf, you know all those ones, huh? You know all those ones. That's funny. There we go. Trading out the 75s. This is what I was looking for. A little disappointing to watch it happen after I jumped out. But again, I'm coming up on a time frame where I got to hop off the chart, so can't be too upset. You make your decisions. You sit with it. That's it. Happy to grab a little bit of profit and not take a stop out. So can't complain. No complaints. Play like a champion. Take a look at Bookmap for a minute though. Yeah, if I was so just like my opinion, if I was in this one to the downside, I'm taking profit right now. I'm TPing profit right now. I would front run the 75s right by a half a point, and that would be the fill. No need to try to trade all the way through that liquidity. That would be the fill right there. But there we go. 75's hit. Do we come all the way down to overnight low? Looks like it. This was the move that I was looking for. So it doesn't always play out like that. But to the person that asked why I was short in the morning, trade management, looking for a way to structure risk, looking for a way to come through VWAP and just anticipate some chop, right? And this is kind of what we're getting. Remember, guys, we got NFP coming up later today. Red folder news ahead of a holiday. Do I really think that we're going to just take off and run? No, I think we're probably going to do this. Kind of just chop around, maybe stay within the prior day's daily candle. And, that's a little bit of a bias that, you might want to carry into the trading session. Not enough for me to say I'm only going to trade this way, but just to be aware, if we have that going on, we have red folder news at 8:30 a.m. for, U.S. markets. A lot of times there's just kind of choppy consolidation ahead of that. It's just low volume, low liquidity. Maybe not low volume, low liquidity, but just slow moving, choppy, rangy markets that are anticipating that news. But that's nice. That's a nice sell-off, man. Nice sell-off. Damn. Well, it is what it is, as the kids say. Look at that. Look at that reaction off the 75s, too. Guys, this has been fun, guys. This has been fun. I think this probably won't be the last one that I do. I won't say that I'm going to make this a regular habit, but if I have a crazy schedule or something, I'll probably run back one of these London streams. We got a ton of people on. Yeah, over 100 now actually on the dot on X. Appreciate you guys hopping on, man. Really appreciate you guys hopping on. Again, if you're on Twitter, I'm not going to be posting a whole lot coming up on there. I think it's unfortunately a hellhole, but I'll try to stream to it. But if you guys want to follow on YouTube or Kick, you're going to be able to chat, have much better chance of doing anything. I run giveaways every damn week. Let me throw this up just so you guys can see what's up. For those of you that don't know also, I give away 50K instant funded accounts, straight to funded accounts every week on my live sessions. 100% free, no purchase necessary. You fill a form out and you got a chance to win. I'd be more than happy to have you guys on here. Hop on YouTube, hop on Kick to get that done. And yeah, multiple giveaways per week. That's the game plan. Outside of that, hope to see you guys in Discord. Right off. Yeah, there we go. NQ grab. Def listen to the downside play. Rode that. Yeah, man. Yeah, rode that down to the fair value gap. 62.74-ish. There we go. There it is. Yeah, I was looking for the 75s, guys. Can't complain. Can't complain. And look how the reaction we got off the 75s, right? Why is that? number one, it's an area of high volume, right? Look at how clean that played out. This is visible range volume profile. It doesn't always work like this, right? I'm not a genius. This is, it's hard pressed to work like that to the tick, and this is very dynamic, right? But around this area of high volume, this this low end of this consolidation, key area of interest on the chart, right? You could mark this with a zone if you wanted to. But aside from this, and equal to, if not more important, Bookmap, right? Bookmap, we had levels at 75. We had quite a bit of orders down at the 75. I felt if we were going to sell off through VWAP by a couple points, probably go check that out. If we fill that, I'd be cautious of holding through. Like I said, I'd be front running the 75s, probably grab it at 75 and a half or and a quarter. Because maybe we get a reaction like this. So simple stuff, it doesn't work out every day, right? This could have just continued running to the upside. This was looking bullish up here. Wasn't too excited as it was pushing to the upside, but played out nicely. So unfortunately not able to realize, $250 or more worth of profit. So I was getting ready to wrap up like I am right now. But you got to make those decisions, for what's best in your trading. Been waiting for that all night. Very nice, Raj. Congrats. Glad you guys got it. Guys, this has been awesome. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up right here. This was a fun London stream. Took a W with you guys. Feel free, smash like, smash subscribe, smash follow. Do whatever you want to do. You don't have to do anything at all. Again, if you're on Twitter or X, I'll say it one more time. Feel free to hit the link to YouTube or anywhere else but that place if you want to follow along. I'm live on YouTube and Kick every morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, except for this one coming up, which is why I'm live with you guys right now. Guys, remember, quick disclaimer, important to remember. And I'll remind you guys one more time, giveaways every damn week on these live streams. If you guys want a chance to win, tune in random times, random days for a chance to win the 50K accounts. Remember, guys, I am not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. Almost everybody that trades loses money. Do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. I'm just an idiot here yapping on YouTube, Kick, and X today for entertainment purposes only. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like code RDF, Top 1 Futures, Bookmap, and others. This has been fun. Almost 2.5 hours hanging out. Appreciate you guys. Thanks, bro. Safe travels. Appreciate you. Thanks for the stream. Paul, Lionheart, Raj, Wolf, Eddie, everybody that hopped on. I appreciate you guys, man. Hope to see you more often, and glad we got to do one in this overnight session. Have a great day. I'd be cautious trading the rest of the day. Remember, we have NFP at 8:30 a.m. Eastern today. We have an early close after that, 1 p.m. for the U.S. stock market, 2 p.m. for the bond market. And then tomorrow is a U.S. holiday. So I'll be seeing you guys on Monday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. But I'll be yapping in Discord and everywhere else. Remember, we got some fun stuff coming up tomorrow, potentially, from trading companies. So if you trade, you might want to be paying attention to. You'll get all the info in my Discord. Link is in the chat. Link down below. 100% free to join. No VIP feeder program or course or anything like that. Hope to see you guys in there soon. Thanks for hopping on the stream.